Veronique is here! Oh! Oh! Hooray! She's here! Yay! Veronique's here! Yay!
My name is Veronique Kildare. I'll be doing An American Childhood. This is an excerpt from Annie Dilworth's book, which was written in 1987. Walking was my project before reading. The text I read was a tongue. The book I made up was a map. First, I walked across one of our side yards with its blackened alley, buried with its buried dime. Now, I walked to piano lessons, 4 long blocks north of school, 3 zigzag blocks into an Irish neighborhood near Thomas Boulevard. I pushed at my map's edge. Alone at nights, I added newly memorized streets and blocks to old streets and blocks and imagined connecting them on foot. It was at my parents' earliest injunction, I felt that my life depended on keeping it all straight. It was then reckoning. I saved my life. Remembering where I had lived, that is, in relation to where I had walked. On blackened evenings, I came home exultant. Secretive from some exotic leafy curve I had walked miles beyond where I had known for lunch. I peered up at the street signs, hugging the cold poles and fixing intersections in my mind. What joy, what relief eased me, knowing that. What joy, what relief eased me as I pushed open the front door. Joy, relief, that from the very trackless waste I'd located home, family, and the dining table once again.
Ooh. Hands free.
This excerpt from the book, An American Childhood, with Annie Dilworth. She has written several books, but this one was a memoir from her childhood between the 1950s and 1960s in Pittsburgh. It was actually a tribute to her parents because back then they allowed her to free rein, walk about in the community as long as you get back at a certain time. She was allowed to roam. Annie Dilworth, she was very, very privileged to some extent because when she was 15, she was in college. She got kicked out for smoking, but because of her grandparents had money, therefore she was allowed to get back in. At age 16, she decided to move away from her parents. She enlisted back into college. There, at her sophomore years, she met and fell in love with her professor. That's where her writing career started, because he was also a English major, like her.
What lines did you like?
The line I liked the most was, "What joy, what relief eased me, knowing that I located home, family, and the dining table once again." That was easy. The hard part for me was on blackened evenings, I came home exultant, secretively. The words weren't connecting, those two words weren't connecting for me, therefore it's hard to remember. It was hard to catch on to the rest of it, so I stumbled with that part of it. I chose the recital myself because I could easily relate it to my childhood days back in Jamaica. It's the same thing. If I was going somewhere, I had to use streets buildings, so as landmarks to find our way back home. So it was quite relatable to me. And it was pretty easy. Annie Dilward also, she was a lover for nature. So most of our poems and her books would always be about nature. She would take the time out, go camping, like in the forest, so as to just enjoy nature, so she could get a better understanding of what she was writing about. So in a nutshell, I enjoyed it. That's what it was about. Thank you.
Thank you. Did you pick it or did I pick it?
I did.
Why did I say it was okay? You like it?
I did.
Who should read it? Who would benefit from hearing this text?
For me, I think the younger generation that's now stuck on their gadgets and that knows nothing about like playing outside, they should really read this so that they can enjoy what goes on outside. Put away your gadgets, go outside and enjoy.
Did you hear that, gentlemen?